How you doing today? This is Chris with Abby's Aquarium, and guess what? This right here, it's Abby. That's what she was trying to say. It's Abby. There you go. So what we want to go over to me and Abby today, we want to go over the auto sinkless catfish. Yes. So what she said is, first hey guys, it's Chris at Abby's Aquarium. Finally doing this first video. It's been maybe like a week and a half since I tried to do it. You guys already met Abby, so I'm gonna do this video without her. She's actually with grandma, so we're gonna have some peace and quiet here, and I'm gonna actually be able to get through this video today. She's intelligent, she knows all about fishes, but sometimes, you know, her language doesn't necessarily translate very well. So today we're gonna go ahead and continue and finish off talking about the auto sinkless. So the auto sinkless, it's a great fish. It's a great fish. It's a tiny fish that you probably heard about because you're looking for something to clean the algae. So the auto sinkless are auto catfish, right? So you probably heard they're great algae eaters, algae cleaners, and you might have some algae problems in your tank. You're like, how can I take care of this a natural way without having to scrub or put chemicals into my tank? I don't like putting too many chemicals. I like to let nature take its course. That's just the way I am. Probably get tired. Just let my beard grow out. I let things just kind of grow out. I like nature to take its course. That's just what I do. But yes, they are great algae eaters, depending on the algae, of course, right? I don't eat every single algae. I've noticed I've had some black beard algae. They don't eat that. I've noticed they don't eat too much of the hair algae, but they do eat the soft green algae. They do have the diatoms, and I had a diatom problem. This glass behind me was full of diatoms. It was completely brown. So I said, let me go ahead and get a few of these fish. Let's see how they work out. I heard they were good. Probably same thing. You're probably doing some research on them right now, and they have been fantastic. Ever since I put it in, they begin to eat. They begin to eat.
Give me the jam. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I need food. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Like, what it do? I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I'm hungry. I need something in my
Eat. Now, there's one problem with them eating. They poop. They take dumps everywhere, and I have white substrate, so I see it all the time, which has made me had to up my tank cleaning. I said, there goes one right there. He's just swimming on by, and so, but yeah, I have to clean it, you know, not a lot more often, but good thing is the poop isn't a heavy bilo, so it doesn't change the ammonia, it doesn't change the water parameters too much, because what they're eating is vegetables. What they're eating is the algae. But yeah, you know, if you got light substrate, you want to do some vacuum so you don't have just a layer of poop throughout your whole tank. I don't have that many of them, and I mean, it's everywhere. So about these fish, now they are algae eaters, but there's something you have to remember. They're herbivores, so they eat basically vegetables. They don't like protein, you know, so you have to make sure that you're feeding them accordingly, right? Because guess what? Eventually, if you don't have a big tank and you have too many of them, they're going to eat all the algae. And with no algae, they have no food source. A lot of people forget this about them, right? They say, oh yeah, boom, they're doing a great job eating algae, but once the algae is gone, they need something to eat. Now, that could be through algae wafers, or it could be zucchini, cucumber, but definitely want to introduce them to some food. Introduce them to it early, so, you know, because I had a lot, and I know it's gonna take a while to eat everything that I have here, but I've been introducing other foods so they get used to it, because you want to make sure that they have something and they got an acquired taste, and they're gonna actually start eating. A lot of people have auto catfish that die because once the algae, they either forget to feed them, or the auto catfish doesn't eat anything else, and they basically starve to death. And that's something you don't want to happen, right? You spend money on these fish. They're beautiful fish, and they've been working for you. They've been doing a good job for you. Make sure you take care of them. Alright, so another thing to know about them, right? That's, you know, you already know they're great for algae, but they're very peaceful fish, right? They don't grow very big. They're about 1 to 2 inches tops. They like to be in schools, right? So this would be a great fish for a community tank with smaller tetras, any type of peaceful fish with corridoras. So you could put them in there. The only thing, you don't put them in with fish that are aggressive, and definitely that are bigger than that could eat them. But definitely a good fish for a community tank. Parameters, so obviously you want the parameters of the water. Obviously you want your water you want to have a mature tank, a seasoned tank. You want your tank to be cycled. All right, so I'll go ahead and do another video on the nitrogen cycle or not. There's plenty of videos on there as well. Necessarily mine, so if I don't get to go look it up, it's something important that you need to know. because they are sensitive to the water parameters. So things with this fish, a lot of times they are wild caught, and so what you're actually buying is wild caught fish. When you go to the store, when you go to your local fish store, when you go to Petco, PetSmart, they are wild caught. So changes in the water parameters could affect them. But once they get established in a tank, they usually survive. So biggest thing is bringing them in. Usually they can survive the first few weeks in their new tank. They are pretty much good to go. Their lifespan is about I want to say 3 to 5 years. So they are a hardy fish. They're durable. They're gonna last you a long time, which is awesome. So you can always have them in. They're always gonna be working. They're always gonna be cleaning, and it's gonna take a lot of work off of you. So they do like planted tanks, right? Obviously, because they enjoy, right? They enjoy eating the algae off the glass, but more so they love to lay on top of the plants and just kind of suck. We see them out there like the sucker, and they just got a firm grip on whatever it is that they're eating. Now minimum size tank that you might want for these fish is gonna be probably smallest size is gonna be a 10-gallon. And that's if you're gonna do an auto sinkless only tank, because they like to school, right? They like to be in groups. So you minimum, I would say 4, but probably want to at least stay at least above 6. You know, I say minimum 4, but that's pushing it. You know, they're gonna feel a lot more comfortable with a lot more of them together. So you definitely want to, you know, put them in a group, right? They like to show, they like to school, and that's what they do. Now the type of, you know, and I said we planted tax, and also they are bottom dwellers, right? So you're seeing them, you know, around. They swim a lot too. They're fast swimmers. So you want more of a sandy substrate for them. But like I said, overall, the auto sinkless is a great fish to have. It's a great algae cleaner. You're gonna have a lot of poopy substrate. pH, we didn't talk about pH, but the pH ought to stay around 7. They like basically neutral pH. I'm in South Florida. Usually that's basically how it comes out of my tap, so I don't really have to go chasing parameters or chasing pH. But you know what? As long as they're established, because most fish, guess what? They've been in other tanks, and so you know if it's in that 6 to 7 range, 7.2, 7.3, you should be pretty good, and the fish should be comfortable. You know, they usually live in, you know, they're the South American fish. That's where they're from. They usually live in the shallows where the flow is fairly low. But yeah, so guys, this is the auto sinkless. I hope you guys, you know, got something. If you guys are looking for an auto sinkless, please go ahead and look for them. Go get them. They are great fish. You know, you get them in a school and they swim, man. These things are like just speed racers. It's pretty cool to watch them together. And then just to see them work all day and just eating the algae is pretty cool as well. So something I didn't think I was gonna enjoy that much. I literally got them for one purpose, to eat algae. And I was like, they're just gonna be my little kind of like a workhorse for me, and I actually enjoy watching them. I like looking at them when they're on the glass. I like seeing them and just darting back and forth on the tank. They also do like to eat wood, and they're get on the driftwood and out off the algae, and also look, they are there. I got 2 of them right there, right by the driftwood, right as I'm saying that. But yeah, so guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Guys, definitely get this if you're looking for something to clean your tank. If you have a community tank, definitely get the auto sinkless.